Good morning, everyone. We are going to get started in a minute or so. So if you want to grab your coffee, refreshments, and find a seat, I appreciate that. We'll get going in just about a minute. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Greg Smith, and I'm Superintendent of Schools for SD70 Pacific Rim. And I first want to acknowledge that we gather here today on the Hahothes of the Hupacasath and Tseshaht nations, and that we gather in the presence of elected chiefs, hereditary chiefs, New Tribal Council, elders, residential school survivors, and school district officials who are here today to join us in renaming Tsuma-as Elementary School. I also acknowledge our Elder Council, who has guided us in this journey to ensure that we do things the right way. And I want to acknowledge our school district team who has worked tirelessly, particularly Dave Marr, for getting us to this point today. I'm now going to turn the mic over to Jean Thomas, Peggy Tatouche for our Sika.
Tlithikawach, everyone. Uklama Witsa Kawatich MT, Mamathli MT, Jean Thomas. I'm an Tseshaht education worker here at Tsuma-as Elementary School. And at this time, we're going to be doing the Tika, and I'd like to call up Edward Ross. And at this part of the ceremony, we won't be filming it. Thank you. Yeah, where's Ed? No, it's Ed. Oh, I'm mistaken. It's going to be Aaron Watts. Sorry. Now we're going to have, we hope that Hupacasath would be able to come and do a couple of songs and dances for us. So at this time, I'd like to ask Titi Kian, Aaron Watts, and Kanawish if they'd like to come up and say a few words before we do our welcome. Elton Watts. Sorry.
It's a good day to heal, isn't it? We got this rain here. It's a good thing. Rain will wash away our, the negativity that we're experiencing these past few days, and I think maybe a brief prayer would suffice for today. So I'd like to say a prayer, and each one of you say a prayer inside your heart, and say a prayer for the grounds here and the land we stand on. So with this prayer, dear Creator, we ask that you bless all who enter these grounds, and bless the students, the dignitaries who are all gathered here today. We ask that you lay your hand and bless them, and provide them with guidance for this future of our school here. So we ask that we remain in respect to each other. Chu, Leko. Amen. Uklama, Kanawish. Al Ross is my government name, and we stand here in respect to all all the students that resided here, and all the dignitaries that were once here themselves. And I say that this school produced many leaders in all our communities in the valley. And all our leaders, some of our leaders, all our probably leaders are here today, and we're thankful for that, and we're thankful that this school will produce many more leaders in the future. So with that, I bid you farewell, or so long, live. See you later. Chew.
Yeah, just to add to what Al here said, thanks everyone for coming out, and to everyone that took part in the name change of this school. And I hope everybody's staying dry out there. So that's about all I got to say. Thank you everyone for coming out, and shoot.
Thank you very much. And at this time, I'd like to call upon our Chief Counselor for Tseshaht First Nation, Mr. Ken Watts, to come up and say a few words. Wamish.
Chu Uklama Wamish Tseshaht Hupacasath, elected chief counselor. And with me today is Tsuma-as Ross, who'll be sharing a bit of history for everybody here today. But Uhukwach Iksu, Matilda Atleo, Tseshaht Aksup, Uhukwatach Nu Iksu, the late George Watts, Tseshaht Mitma. Today we have, on behalf of Tseshaht, we have Hista Chief, Darlene Taylor here. We call it Sutif, means holding on to the seat of for Tseshaht from our Hotwaya here, as well as from Makliat. We have Kwatsapi, Josh Goodwill, and the head wolf of Tseshaht here is Sayachipis, also known as Walter. I'd also like to acknowledge the rest of our council members that are here, and also acknowledge our guests. I see the mayor, Minions, and the board chair from the ACRD, John Jack, as well as our relatives from Hupacasath, and I see the New Channel Tribal Council here as well. I'd like to take a moment just to acknowledge all those that are grieving recently in our communities that have suffered losses. I'd like to just talk a bit about what today means for Tseshaht, and for not just myself and our council and our hereditary chiefs, but all 1,200 of our members and all those that are no longer here with us. For some people, it might just mean a name, a simple name of a school. But for me, and I think for many others, it's a lot more than that. Today is a day that shows that the world is changing. And today, the school district has done more than just a simple territorial acknowledgement at the beginning of an event. Today, the school district's made a move that very few school districts in the province have done. And that's respecting not just Aboriginal or Indigenous or First Nation culture, but also an acknowledgement of the land and the area we sit on. And there's a group of people who attended residential school who aren't here today, who didn't have a choice of what school they went to. But there's also an important group of children that are here today that get to celebrate today. And I want to acknowledge all of the children that are going to be able to walk through these doors here today and in the days ahead, because it's an important day for all of our people to remember. On behalf of Tseshaht, we have a small gift here to present to the school and the school district. We'll be also acknowledging all of the board representatives, as well as the principal and the superintendent. But again, I just want to thank everybody for coming out today. And just, I was telling Greg Smith this morning when I met him and saw him this morning about how important today is. That today is, there's people who are celebrating who you can't maybe see. There's people who aren't here with us anymore that are excited to see that an Indigenous name is being acknowledged. Tseshaht, New Channel's name is being acknowledged, and I don't think people realize how important today really is. And I think today is a day to celebrate, and we need to make sure that we do that in a good way. So once again, on behalf of Tseshaht, we say kleko, kleko, and we'll do a presentation after we do some singing. I think we're doing some singing. But I just wanted to invite Tsuma-as Ross to share a bit about the word Tsuma-as as well.
Wow, what a good day. I'm going to help but coming up here and tell a little bit about my story. So I went to elementary school at Hupacasath school, and we weren't taught that there were different colors of people when we were there. And when I graduated from Hupacasath school into what was known as A.W. Neal, there was a bold line of First Nations and white people. There was a lot of stereotypes when we came here. Dumb Indian, you're a drunken Indian. And that's not what we were taught at Hupacasath school. We were taught to be respectful. We were taught to accept everybody. I wasn't taught that, but when I came here, there was a bold line here. So the school changing its name today is a big day for me. It's a big day for me because we're walking and doing this together. Tseshaht, Hupacasath, Port Alberni. That's a community that I want to be a part of. And showing these kids what it's like to be together. That's a Port Alberni I want to be a part of. So I'm proud standing up here today and telling my story, because my story, it's made me who I am today. It's made me proud of who I am. So I just wanted to share a little bit of my story transitioning from Hupacasath school into a Mamashni school. A little bit about the name. Tsuma-as translated the village name as Little Creek running all over the ground, documented by Sapir. Tsuma-as originally referred specifically a small creek at the village site. The meaning of the term is cleansing or washing down, with reference to autumn rain swelling the little creek and washing away the remains of many fish gutted on the shore during the salmon spawning grounds. So we'll give this to the people, let you know what Tsuma-as means. Chooch.
Thank you, Wamish and Nasimius. We now would like to call upon the Tseshaht singers and dancers. We're going to be doing a welcome song as well as a fun song. I think we're going to be doing it just up front here.
Yep.
So we'll just ask them, whoever's going to be part of the Tseshaht, come join Wamish and Nasimius. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Nasimius. We'd also like to acknowledge that we have our Mayor, Sheree Minions, here, and we also have our representative for the government, Gord Johns. Thank you for joining us. Go down there.
Careful. Huna, huna, ia, hua, hua, this young lady here. She's the owner of that song along with my cousin Connie. The song talks about moving forward in a good way. And that's exactly what we're doing today. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Cool. Thank you.
Bro, you step in like a bro. No hesitation. There's no choice at all.
Now, did everybody enjoy those two songs? Woohoo. I've been singing and dancing with my family with the Tseshaht First Nation since I was a little girl. Don't have to ask me how old I am. But I can't be singing today because I had surgery on July 21st and I had my left thyroid removed, so I can't. I usually sing loud and proud, but I am a very involved singer and dancer with Tseshaht. At this time, we would like to call upon the Hawit of Tseshaht, call upon Sayachipus, Kwatapi, and Tlishin Ishil. I'm not sure if you can come up here, Darlene, but we acknowledge you're sitting there with us. We'd like to acknowledge that we have the three of the four seated chiefs with us today. And also, I'd like to acknowledge that we have some of our Chief and Council, Victoria White, Tseshaht, and we have Bella Tsuma-as, Deb Foxcroft, Queelis, I hope I'm saying that right. And we also have Eunice. I didn't get your name, but Eunice is here as well. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody from our council. Oh, Jennifer Gallick. Thank you very much for pointing that out to me. So I'd like to call on behalf of Tseshaht. He's my younger brother, and his speaker is going to be Martin Watts. Thank you.
Utlama Tukmut, Martin Watts. I want to first say 3 generations now in my family, there has not been language taught. So for myself and my late parents, we're not able to learn my language. So many years ago, the speaker for her Hutwilkmas would be speaking in our language, and there'd be meaning to what he's saying. We want to acknowledge it. Tseshaht wants to acknowledge all those that coordinated this day, because it is special. It's special to our people, special to his people, special to the children that are here today to witness what has taken place. I also want to acknowledge those former teachers here that have taught us in a good way. I notice late Mr. Joseph's wife is here. I want to talk about somebody who taught about equality. That he did. He taught us. Be proud of who you are. I recall some of the words he said in class. Now it's able to work your hardest, work your best. So it's remember, as young children, be proud of who you are. Today is a good day. It's a great day for Tseshaht and Hupacasath. This territory, as you see, right from eye to eye, as far as you can see here, the territory of our 2 nations. We say Tleko, Tleko, on behalf of Tseshaht. Tleko, Cho.
Truna de Chani Sakshir, Uklama Hilkinis, Siak, Si, Hotway Tseshaht, Taies, Suit, Histok Waiches, and Quadsapi Hotwith Maklet. My name is Hilkinis. My English name is Robert Watts, and I'm speaking on behalf of our 2 hereditary chiefs that we have in attendance. We have a Histok Waiches, Sisu'ith, holding our Tai seat, and then we have Quatsapi, who's the head of our house in Maklet. They want to first and foremost thank the organizers and all those that put in the work for today to happen. You know, it's been a long road. Myself being a former student of this school too, and you know, they want to let the organizers and everyone involved know how touched they are. You know, they're Natchuk, they're proud. You know, you could say Natchuk Kukwas. You know, we're proud people sitting here today. You know, proud to see our one of the most important places of education in our valley moving forward in a good way. So on behalf of our hereditary chiefs, they give thanks to those that extended the invitation and asked them to step forward, and they want to let the workers in the school and everyone involved in Tsuma-as to know that they're always here if you ever need any assistance with anything. Chu.
Thank you, Tseshaht. Very wonderful, hard work has been done, and we acknowledge that you come to spend this day with us. It was very, not really challenging, but when I was told in May I was changing schools, I was at McQuinn for 3 years, and I came here and I stepped into leading this day today, which has been a very big honor for me to do it. I'd like to give you a little bit history of myself. I was born, I had 2 older brothers. Walter's 2 years younger than I am, and we had, between us, there was 15 children that our parents raised. My dad's younger sister passed away and left 6 orphans, and then my mom and dad adopted my mother's older brother's daughter, a grandson. So I came from a big family. We were a very close family. Our parents, we both lost our parents in 2000 and 2006. And me, for going to school, I never did attend Neil School as a teenager. I went right from guild school to a program at ADSS called, oh gosh, I can't think of it. Anyways, but I went right straight from guild school to the high school because I had a hard time at guild school. I went to grade 1. I didn't speak a word of English. My older brother Harvey and my late brother Harvey and I, we didn't speak any English. So the only person I can talk to at school was my brother, and we used to get in trouble so much because we weren't allowed to use our language. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten in trouble, got strapped because I was talking to him. But it has made me into a very proud woman that I am today. I'm a mother of 3, grandmother to 9 grandchildren, and great-grandmother to 3 great-granddaughters. I love my job. I have met so many teachers that have given me strength to do the job that I do. I'll just tell you that I did not have respect for teachers when I was a teenager, when I was growing up, because we were treated so badly in elementary school. But I tell you today, I lift my hands to all the teachers. I have the utmost respect to the teachers, the principals, and the vice principals that I've worked with over the last, this is my 12th year. I am very, very proud to be here today. And this is a very, very special, momentous occasion. And I'd like to also thank Peggy Tatouche. She said she doesn't have an Indian name, but she's been my right-hand lady for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I just want to tell you a little funny story. The other night we went up to Mayor Minion's home to invite her to the celebration. We rang the doorbell. Her husband came to the door and I said, I'd like to speak to Mayor Minion's, please. He turned and he yelled to his wife, he says, Your Lordship, you're wanted at the door. So we had a good chuckle with that. And then when I phoned Gord Johns, I left a big, long message. I don't know if he heard it, but I'm sure happy he came to join us today. When we do have celebrations on our Tseshaht First Nation, he's always there to join us in song. He's always singing with us. At this time, I'd like to call upon the school board speakers, if there's someone going to speak on behalf of the school board.
I rarely have to move the microphone up. Again, Greg Smith. Between Pam, Greg, Board Chair, and I, we're going to offer a few comments from the school district. Just going to comment about the rain. I mean, I've heard the reference to cleansing and refreshing and so on. And I think it's really fitting that when you name a school after a creek or a river, that it might actually ask for rain. And I'm sure right now, Tsuma-as, the river, is swelling with pride. So it's an amazing day. It has been a long, winding, and often difficult journey to today. It's a journey that looks both backwards at a troubled past and looks forward to a more promising future. Most of the current students today were not attending school when the board started this process 6 years ago. We are grateful for the research of Dr. Ian Baird, whose account of A.W. Neal's history helped us understand how his treatment of Asian Canadians and his support for Indian residential schools did not fit with the district's values and was not worthy of a school name. It inspired the voices of people such as Christopher Stevenson and Trustee Rosemary Buchanan, the latter of whom has been a relentless and tireless champion of renaming efforts and held trustees to the task of completing something that started 6 years ago. Thank you for helping us get to a place that others have chosen not to go to. It's fitting that we also rename Tsuma-as Elementary on the eve of the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Today, tomorrow, and every day afterwards is a day of reflection, of understanding, of healing, and of positive action. Tsuma-as, the river or creek, has been a social, cultural, and economic life source for those who have lived on its banks for years. Tsuma-as, the school, is a similar place of shared community and shared learning. It's a fresh start, and we are grateful for you being here today and helping us do the right thing the right way. Pam?
Thank you, Greg. What a wonderful day, and we come here with respect and gratitude to gather on the unceded traditional territories of the Hupacasath and Tseshaht nations. The Board of Education for Pacific Rim wishes to thank everyone for being here on this very special historic event. Thank you to the planning team for all the preparations to make today happen. What an amazing job. It's just wonderful to look out to see everyone here. Trustees Buchanan and Washington are also here with me today to witness in person this important ceremony. Trustees Benny, Leslie, Ransom, and Watts are watching via live stream, and thank you for that option. It's wonderful to have people watching as well from a distance. The board is very appreciative for the careful and measured consultation with all school district partners, which allowed time for each contributor to consider fully the proposed name change. Each partner group, which included many students who put forward thoughtful, caring ideas and comments. The board carefully considered all suggestions as well as redeveloping our policy on naming of school district facilities. This process became clear that that name had got to change. After all those conversations, what an amazing choice, Tsuma-as Elementary, for the whole community and its significance as a connection to a river. That river connects all of us in this community. Tsuma-as carries water and nutrients and provides habitat and food for all who live on this land. And I want to also say how proud I am to be part of a Board of Education who is committed to continue learning the truths of the First Peoples of this land. And the board is looking ahead to the future with understanding, kindness, and compassion. Gleko, gleko. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smith and Pam Craig. Now we'd like to call upon the NTC if they're going to have to come up and say a few words. We have our President, Judith Sayers, and the Vice President, Mariah Charlson.
Good morning. Aklama, Clois, Hupacasath, Nutanothat. And standing with me is Mariah Charlson, our Vice President, and she can tell you her name. I can't remember how to say it. All of you children that have come to witness this day, always remember that today a large black cloud was lifted for Indigenous people from the school and for everybody. The name A.W. Neal was not a good one for Indigenous people, and it is now being lifted. And this makes it a great place for you to learn. I went to the school, grades 8, 9, and 10, quite a long time ago. We won't say how long ago. And it was an important learning time. And it wasn't easy being a First Nation people attending a school where we are very much in the minority. Things have changed considerably in this world, and you're a part of that change, where you can value your First Nations friends, your teachers, your incredible workers that you have working with you. I work hard with the School District 70 on trying to change things at a higher level. And it's definitely an era of change. And today is a good day. Today is a historic day. And I'm hoping that we will see many more days like this, where we can put the negative past behind us and move forward, so that while you pursue your education to become the doctors, the lawyers, the chiefs, the advisors, the engineers, the mechanics, the plumbers, the electricians, that you will always remember your time here, and you'll remember a day where there was great change. And I look forward to seeing where you walk from here, and it's great to see everybody walking in the same direction. Kleko, kleko.
Good morning, everybody. Oklas, Luchin, Tsuta, Heshquiaxups, Kinquashta Clumplaxups, Ohooks at Eacham, Karen Charlson, Ish, Stephen Charlson. My Ko'as name is Luchin Tsuta. My English name is Mariah Charlson. I am a woman that belongs to the Heshquit First Nation, and I belong to the House of Kinquashtakump. My parents are Stephen and Karen Charlson, and I have to say that it is absolutely beautiful to be here as a witness to this historic day. I grew up in a community, and I say this often, where I was amongst the very first generation not to attend the Indian residential school system, a system that was built to rid the country of every Indian. My father and aunties and uncles are all survivors of these institutions that I would much more prefer called genocide camps. So it wasn't that long ago the last Indian residential school closed in Canada in 1994. And now we're renaming institutions that our little children are attending. With the renaming of this educational institution that our children will be walking through, that is a huge step in the right direction. Acknowledging the truth. Tsuma-as. There was a name that existed here for thousands of years that explained exactly what is right here in Hupacasath and Tseshaht territory. So I just want to say tleko to all who did all the hard work in the last 6 years to make this happen. And tleko to each and every one of you for taking time to be here today. Chu.
Kliko for the wonderful words. Now we'd like to call upon the Cultural Council, Mr. Wally Samuel, to come up, please.
Joe, is this on? Can you hear me now? Yeah, what a great day today, eh? Tseshaht. That means it's good this morning, okay? Uklasit chabatuk, istakshitahusit, chiklisit, kayukut. This is my wife, Donna. She follows me everywhere I go, eh? Just to make sure I behave myself. Yeah. That's how it is to have fun, okay? We're on the School District Cultural Advisory Group. We have other members over there, Helen Dick, Tim Sutherland. I know everyone else is out there. We helped give the cultural advice to some of the workers and planning this event here, making sure they follow the protocol of notifying our leaders properly, respectfully. We have our traditional ways of inviting people, notifying them of an event. Besides Facebook. You know, it's really great. We're also residential school survivors at a residential school up there. We're also students from here, back in the 60s. I haven't been on this field since 63 or 64. But to us, to me anyway, coming to A.W. Neal, we didn't know what the name meant. Didn't matter to us at the time, you know. It was just a place where we went to get educated. And it was a place to get out of the residential building, the residential school. This was a good place for us. We met many other people here. Tseshaht. I got many good friends from Tseshaht from when we went to school here. Hupacasath. I've met a lot of Hupacasaths. They're still my friends, same with the Tseshaht people. And I met many non-Indigenous people here. They're still my friends today, from back in 63, 64. This is one of our first contacts of long-time contacts with non-Indigenous people here. Yes, there were some people who weren't nice, but most of them were nice. We were just guys, kids having fun, going to school, you know. And they weren't my cousins. And you know, we remember the good times here. Mr. Joseph, Denny Grisdale, those guys really believed in us, encouraged us to do our best, and helped us complete some of our education. I can't remember all the teachers' names. They were pretty good here. You know, there was Mr. Lamb, I think, but you know, there was the same idea of coming here, coming down that road, turn that corner. We used to get all excited. The guys used to start combing their hair. We're going to see the white girls. They're not our cousins. So, you know, even after that, many of us, our kids went to school here. Two of our sons went here. No, I don't know if any of our grandchildren came here. But we didn't realize what the name meant. Didn't matter to us back then. But now it matters. I'm really glad that they changed the name. That it's changed. Many of us didn't understand the names that we grew up with. Coming from a house that we didn't have names for buildings or streets or roads, you know, we just pointed like this over there. By that puddle over there, see? But, you know, I really appreciate the school board who are standing up and honoring our indigenous people, especially the local people, in changing the name. And I appreciate the city supporting that. Part of our reconciliation to all our indigenous people. There are many indigenous people who've gone to the school from all over BC. We have many indigenous people that live in the city here that went to the school. And, you know, again, I thank our leaders for coming and standing up and then acknowledging that, and our young people supporting their hotway, their governments. The school reminds me of in the early 80s. I met a lot of young people coming through the PE program here. A lot of them became really good athletes, basketball players and that. That was one good thing about A.W. Neil. Had a good sports program. We used to play rugby and soccer on this field. I think there was a track here before. So I'm just really glad me and my other elders there, seniors, and a couple of them are fellow residential school survivors too, that this place, the name has changed. We think about it every time we come now by here about the times we were here. It wasn't bad. It was a place for us to escape the residential school and get some teachings. Back in the 60s, my dad used to say, "Wally, how come you keep going back to school? You've been in grade 9 for 3 years." I said, "Dad, there's a lot of girls there and they're not my relatives." And before Mr. Denny Grisdale, he was a teacher here. He'd always talk to me and people asked me, "Who's that?" "Oh, that's Denny Grisdale. He was my grade 9 teacher for 3 years," I said. So like I say, you know, I don't make fun of our past sorrows and what happened to us, you know. I just celebrate the good times, think about the good times, having fun with each other. Making friends, that's the best thing. Having fun. like I said, this was truly first experience for many of us to be with non-Indigenous people, non-Indigenous children at long, full days and that. A lot of us come from little villages that have no non-Indigenous people. So we learned how to work with each other, live with each other. And I still see those friends from 60 years ago. We're still friends. We work together. And that's what we want to do, is reconciliation, is work together for the future of our children. Anyway, I know you know, I feel really great about this. I feel that, you know, there's something lifted, like some, Judas said that. I didn't realize this big cloud was over us. But on behalf of our Indigenous people that I know, that I come from, residential school survivors, the non-First Nation, not from the local First Nations. We have people from Skinner River, Nass River, Haida Gwaii, Bella Bella, all over the place that came here. And some of them still live here. So this school had reached a lot of Indigenous people from other places. And again, I say let go to the teachers and to the people who coordinated this event, and school district for honoring and respecting our reconciliation. Joe, let go.
We're going to get ready now for the Tsuma-as children, students that are going to be doing the district song. I'd like to acknowledge and thank Aaron Watts for coming over and helping us do it. And I'd like to also acknowledge my supervisor, Richard Samuel. He's our leader for the New Channel Education Workers, and he has guided us along so well in the last couple of years. He's been our supervisor, and I'd like to also acknowledge, if there's any other New Channel Education Workers in the audience here, that thank you for coming. So we're going to gather the children up front here. They're going to do the song. And then following the singing of the district song, we'll be doing the unveiling. The children are going to use their best voices. They're showing off their beautiful orange T-shirts.
Who we're singing for. Everybody out here is here to hear us, right? Here to hear us sing. We gotta sing nice and loud. Let's warm up our singing voices. Warm up our singing voices. Singing voices ready? Okay, nice and loud all together. Remember, Tseshaht. Okay, ready? go. MTA, keep drumming. Here we go. One last time, nice and loud. Everybody's got to hear it. All of the put up ready. Ready? Here we go. Oh, good job, everybody.
Thank you, Tsuma-as students. Tseshaht. Very, very good. I'd like to now call upon Danica, Foster, and Dawson Bill. Please come up to the stage. These two students, Danica is from Hupacasath and Dawson is Tseshaht. They're going to help with the unveiling of the curtain that's going to show the new name for Tsuma-as Elementary. Aaron's going to come up. There's a little correction he has to make.
Miss Jean? Chu, I just want to show our Tatnais, our children, what our protocols are, that we always do things in a good way, and even if there's a mistake, that's okay. That's okay as long as we correct it and recognize that mistake. So I just want to say to our Hatwea here of Tseshaht, Hupacasath, we want to make that correction that one of the drumsticks had a problem, an accident there during the song, and we just want to acknowledge that to the Hatwea, that we recognize that mistake and we will correct that next time. So, kleko, chu.
Thank you, Danica. Thank you, Dawson. Very, very well done. Yes. Now we're going to call upon the leadership students to come up. We're going to be presenting some gifts to our honored guests here. First, we would like to acknowledge the Hupacasath Hatwith. Elton Watson, Al Ross. When I call your name, could you please wave to the students so they know that where to go in the audience? Elton Watts, put your hand up, please. Al Ross is beside him. Okay. And we'd like to present a gift to Walter Siachibus, Kwasapi. He's got his hand up there. Darlene Taylor. We'd like to also present to the council from Tseshaht, Deb Foxcroft. Put your hand up, Deb. Bella Fred. Eunice Joe. Put your hand up, Bella, please. And for Eunice Joe, she's got her hand up over there. Jennifer Gallick. Wamish. Ken, put your hand up, please. Is Victoria White still here? No. Josh Goodwill. Ed Ross. Nasimius. Did Mr. Ross sneak off? Can you just bring it back?
He was here.
She's not here.
She was here. She's there in the back.
Lisa Hassel.
No, he's not here.
Next, we'd like to present it to Judith Sayers, Mariah Charlson. Just go down, they got their hands up. Mariah Charlson. So I can see it. The trustees, Pam Craig. Oh, she's right here. Okay. And Rosemary Buchanan. Mr. Greg Smith. Mr. Dave Marr. Aaron Watts. Wasihak Aaron. Okay. Mr. Ron Benke.
Oh, yeah, the mayor.
Your Lordship, Cherie Minions. I'll never forget that. And Mr. Gord Johns.
When we invited them.
Okay.
You can if you want for a representative of the Cultural Council, there's a blanket.
Okay. And for the representative of the Cultural Council, we have a blanket up here for you. Wally Samuel.
Say she's not your cousin.
She's not your cousin. They made me say it. And I'd like to also acknowledge Helen Dick. Put your hand up, Helen. Thank you very much. And that's it for the gifts. Thank you very much to the ADSS leadership. We thank you very much for being here. We have a little bit something for you later. And before Wamish comes up, Peggy would like to say a few words.
Uklama, Peggy Tatouche, Tseshaht Hupacasath Aksup with roots in Squamish. I've said my name is Peggy Tatouche, and I'm Tseshaht Hupacasath heritage, and my mother's from Squamish. I'm also school district Indigenous education team. I work alongside Lisa Tremblay and supporting all of the teachers and presenting First Nations content. It's a pleasure to be here today. Outside I have on my poker face, but inside I'm crying happy. I'm 67 years old. My late husband and I share 10 kids, have 34 grandkids and 13 great-grandchildren. It took me 12 years to get my 3 degrees to be in this position. To any child out there, whether you're Nuu-chah-nulth or First Nations or Mamathni, if you want something, you go for it. If I can drive back and forth to Nanaimo for 12 years to get what I wanted, and I'm here and I'm happy, you can do it. I'm grateful to the Creator today for providing the rain to cleanse us of all of this, and that we can make the steps going forward. Thank you for taking the effort to come out. Chew.
The little slight mistake, I'd like to also acknowledge Martin Watts. He's the speaker for my brother, Syatchibus. And we'd like to also call upon Danica and Dawson to come up here, please. And once we've done that, we're going to have Tseshaht's going to make a presentation.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. What an awesome day. I forgot my phone up here, so I kept the list here. But just in closing, on behalf of Tseshaht and our Hotway and our council and our Musjim, we want to thank everybody for today. And we have a few small presentations, first and foremost, for the school. You know, there was a time where when you're a student, you were told not to be proud of where you come from and who you are. And so for any Tseshaht child that walks through this school now, we want this to go up so that you can remember who you are and where you come from, and that you can be proud that to be Tseshaht and go to Tsuma-as Elementary. So to Mr. Benke, we'd like to give this to the school and ask that you hang it in your hallway at the front, so when people walk through, they remember that their Tseshaht is a part of this community.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and we will certainly have it.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. And a few more items. Really quickly, I want to share something. You know, for those of you that are on social media, you can see the backlash sometimes when people, especially governments, make decisions. And I've learned you're not always going to make people happy. And I know for the school district, this wasn't an easy choice to change the name. And I know for as a council ourselves and as a city council, I know in regional district, we get stuck in these situations where we have to make decisions. But I believe this was the perfect decision to change the name. And the reason why it was perfect is because those people that questioned this or criticized it, that's why we're here, and that's why we're doing the work we're doing, so that we can educate children like this to not criticize those things. That's a part of who we are as a valley and as a region and as a people, that we have a responsibility to teach every one of those children, not just what happened at residential schools, but what's happening right now. And so with that, we wanted to acknowledge each of the board members. I know some of them aren't here, but if they could wave. So we have Pam Craig, if you could wave. And then we have, is John Benny here today? No. So we have one for John. And Rosemary Buchanan, down there. Sandra Leslie, is it? Not here, but we'll make sure she gets it. Larry Ransom. Okay. And Chris Washington. All right. And Connie, will make sure she gets hers. And finally, the last two, we have a gift here for Greg Smith, superintendent, and Mr. Benke. It's always weird to say Mr. Benke now. I feel it's funny when you come to these events and you realize the people you're meeting with were once your teachers or your principals. And so just to share with everybody, these gifts that we have are Devil's Club, and they're to protect you. They're for you to wear and to protect you wherever you go and whenever you wear it. So we wanted to gift those to each of you, because we know this wasn't an easy decision, but it was an important decision, and we know as a principal, you'll make sure that we carry this message about, because reconciliation just isn't with governments, the federal and provincial government, it's with school districts, it's with each and every one of you that are from Port Alberni. It's about the children that are here. It isn't just about First Nations and government. So we want to thank you for acting, or reconciliation as some people call it. So in closing, and Asimius Ed reminded me, in our culture, we shake people's hands and we ask them to witness everything that they saw. And so that when they go home to talk to their parents, or they talk to their family, or 5, 10, 20 years from now, people say, what happened on that day? You know, what happened on the day they renamed the school? We shake your hand and we say, we ask you to be a witness. We ask you to witness what happened. And so that when we ever need to call upon you to say what happened on that day, you can stand up and you can say, I was there and I witnessed it. And Tseshaht and everybody there and shook my hand and they said, I was a witness, so it's my job to remember it. So Danica and Dawson, we want to shake your hand and ask you to be a witness today to what what you saw today. So for future generations, when you're here and you're older, or even tomorrow, you can say, I saw what happened here today. So on behalf of Tseshaht, we just want to shake your hand. And our last two witnesses we want to ask is our MP Gord Johns and our Mayor Shari Minions to be witnesses to what happened here today. And I'll ask, I think Robert's there, or maybe Martin to come help me shake their hand. So again, we on behalf of Tseshaht, we say thank you, but again, we ask you to remember what happened here today. And that's an important part of being a witness, is that it's a part of our governance, it's a part of our process, so that we can remember. It's like the way of writing it down, but it's enshrining it in that person's heart, and this is our little acknowledgement of saying thank you for being a witness. So once again, on behalf of all Tseshaht, and I think everybody here, we want to say kleko, kleko to the school district, and let's remember this day and let's celebrate today. So chu, kleko, kleko.
And one more special little announcement. I'd like to call upon Robert Watts. He came with me on a couple of the times when we went to do the invitation. Mr. Banky, Robert, and I went in front of Chief and Council at their Chief and Council meeting for Tseshaht and invited them. And the other times we went out, he wasn't available. He was busy with something else. So, and also he spoke today on behalf of Josh Goodwill and Darlene Taylor. So I'd like to shake your hand to Robert.
Almost done. District's motto is always learning, and I have to say that we have done some tremendous learning in the last little while. And as Wamish noted, there are long relationships here. Ken, when he was a student in ADSS, and I was a principal, and we've both done tremendous learning since that time. As I bring this event to a close, I want to thank all the people who've made it happen. If you drove past the school last night, none of this existed until this morning, and some amazing work was done in a torrential downpour to get these tents set up, the stage rolled in, the sound system, the Shaw cable live stream. So to all of those people, thank you very, very much. The renaming would not have been possible or complete without Hupacasath, Tseshaht, Nunchal Tribal Council, elders, residential school survivors. Their voices, their stories needed to be told and needed to be heard today. They're difficult and challenging stories, but we are wiser, we are more understanding, and we are far more compassionate for listening and hearing these stories. We are always learning, and together we are making tremendous progress, and I thank you for being a part of it. Kleko, kleko, choo.